Despite pleas from family members, Manitoba's government says they will not search for the remains of two slain Indigenous women believed to be in a landfill north of Winnipeg. Premier Heather Stephenson says a study into the potential operation showed it would be too risky for workers.
This is about the safety of those individuals who would be conducting the search. I mean, the landfill is full of toxic waste, that is identified in the report. And in the report itself, identified, that there are safety risks, and we are very concerned about that. But I do just want to say as well, I mean, my heart goes out to the families. This is a very, very difficult time for them. And, what we want to do and what we had indicated to those families that we met with yesterday and last week is that we want to help them through this healing process. And so we have offered some funding for that. We've offered more funding for MMIWG2S individuals as well who are at risk in these situations. And then we've also offered, if there is a memorial, if they want to go down that path, that we would be willing to help out in those areas.
That was Manitoba Premier Heather Stephenson. The Premier's office has said that if the federal government supports a search, the province would not stop it and could create safeguards around the risks. The CBC's Cameron McIntosh is following this story. He has more on the overall cost and other reasons why the province has decided not to fund a search.
Potentially up to $184 million and 3 years of searching in Prairie Green landfill north of Winnipeg, according to a study that was funded by the federal government but conducted by the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs. And basically, it's that study that the Premier and the province is basing its decision on. Not only are the costs high, but the risks involved in basically going and excavating a landfill come with environmental concerns. This landfill is full of industrial waste and animal waste, and come with air quality concerns, along with just the sheer number of concerns that would come from digging into, say, a slope. So all of those considerations have been looked at by the province, and right now it's saying that it doesn't feel like that this is environmentally responsible and feasible. Here now is more from the Premier of Manitoba, Heather Stephenson.
Is about the safety of those individuals who would be conducting the search. I mean, the landfill is full of toxic waste, that is identified in the report. And in the report itself, identified, that there are safety risks, and we are very concerned about that.
As for what the province is willing to do in this case, the Premier said that the province is willing to help fund a memorial to the two women that are believed to have remains buried in that landfill, and also continue and try to do more to prevent violence against Indigenous women. And right now, Indigenous groups in Manitoba aren't very happy about this. The Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs, which conducted the study, says it looked at risks in the study and looked at ways to mitigate those, and feels as though risks can be mitigated, and that's part of the reason why the estimate is so high at up to $184 million. That study also says, though, there's no guarantee any remains will be found. So that's all part of the balance here and all part of the rationale. As for Ottawa, it's also being asked to help fund a search here. It did fund the feasibility study. In the past, Crown Indigenous Relations Minister Mark Miller has said not searching would send a very strong message to the Indigenous community. In a statement today, his office says it's looking at the report and will have more to say later. The Assembly of Manitoba Chief says it would like an answer by the end of this month.